Hey guys, welcome back to the Dion Gaming channel. I'm gonna cover some small news that are happening in right now, and then I'm gonna get into a big guide for carrots. Sorry, not ferret, carrots, and back things that I used to do back in the days. So first of all, let's cover the creepypasta that I made. I just named Mistake of Hellgate creepypasta, which is basically the patch where they buff the Hellgate, and it's actually quite fun. So if you guys want to do that, please watch that. I'm going to put that on the description below. Second, I actually got a link from a player who actually told me that someone actually stole my idea of content. Now, when I looked at this video, it's basically someone using a druid or a nature sender running around to try to skip runs to make some money. I actually went and did comment on this video and says 9 content. I wonder where you got that from, which if you click the link, hopefully it doesn't get deleted. I'm sure it will, but if it doesn't get deleted, basically you'll be sending to this place where actually I am the creator of the Rented Dungeon Skip Guide. I do hear a lot that people do clickbait, do still content and stuff like that. Some other players told me that Boomsign does the same thing. Some other players told me that Graphic just does the same thing. Some tell me that both does clickbait and stuff like that. So again, this is actually my content. My idea of Skip Random Dungeon was created on May 14, 2019. Something that I used to do at March 21 through March 25, and then upper in different type of hours, as I did Fame Farm as well. Again, if you actually come to this, you'll be able to see all of the video of the Skip Random Dungeon all the way up until 5 hours ago. The next thing is Captain Russia just actually made a new vid, and it's called 25 million silver per month. Now, I am actually going to be watching that very soon because I actually made one where you will get like pretty much 11 mil per month for now at the moment of what the current price is for the carrot, and I will be going that soon. It's another thing I wanted to give is thanks to Captain Russia for actually giving credit. We probably heard about these guys with the Art of Our Salvage and such, and guess what? As I click the video and I look into the description, because you always should read the description below, as I read the description, it said that he gave credit to Tribe of Isle, which I actually clicked on and I give a like. And when you actually scroll a little bit further and he talks about it. He talks about pretty much salvaging and selling it back to the market, which I also commented below saying that, hey man, there's a lot of people taking your credit, but dude, I came here personally to give you respect and thank you for a guide that lasted all the way to 2019. However, these guys are being rushed by a lot of the free-to-players and a bunch of players trying to do the same thing that for some reason right now I feel like it's not actually worth doing anymore. Actually, the price has really been screwed because of that. The second thing is, again, I went to Tribe of the Isle. I was about to subscribe, but it seems that his video was 1 year ago and not at this, so I did not subscribe. Okay, let's get into the past, where 2017 I made a guide long ago that's called Gathering in Yellow for Premium. During that time, I made 25 mil in about 5 to 6 days, basically. That was including a big investment in a guild island and in a personal island. Not 3 of them, but just one of. Okay, one personal island and 1 guild island. I could have probably just not bought the guild island and used all 3 islands from my alt and do it that way, but I decided that I wanted to have like a guild island for my own, and the guild name of the guild that I was using was the Gathering Kings. So basically, I am not actually going to go through all of this, but it was a perfect guide for people to be made millions of silver, and it was estimated to do something against the fight of 1,000 silver, 1 gold during the time that was predicted to come in the future. And we all knew that this predicted was almost at 92%, close to 100% prediction. I actually gather in yellow zone for T5 all the way to T8. I was one of those Care Bear who never enters the red zone. In all technicality, I did enter 4 times, but after that, my heart was racing way too fast. And if you watch some of my 2017 series videos about what I used to do back in the days, you'll find out that I was getting too much stress, and even talked to Darth Magus back then, who is Captain Russia, and told him that he was doing dire board on a black zone. I was like, nah, that's too stressful for me, mofo. That's too stressful for me. There's no way. You good? I'm out of here. So basically, if I actually skip through all of this and go all the way to the 12, I was This time is where I actually got repped by Captain Russia, saying that I did a well job, except I didn't buy gold. And because I didn't buy gold, I didn't have a good investment. However, the reason I didn't buy gold is because I needed to make sure that I am in the same footing, in the same shoes as the free-to-play player. Well, you know, the ones who are not purchasing gold, spend gold. They bought the game and they pretty much do not spend gold to get silver. So for those type of players who do not buy gold with cash, this is me just stepping into the shoes. During that time, gold was at 538 for 1 gold, 580 for 1 gold, and when I quit about a couple of months, I think a month or later too, it went up to 1,000 and pretty much screwed the market for everybody. But later on in 2019, as time skipped, I learned that my guide was still good, even though it got nerfed. And by nerf is the yellow zone was too safe for players, and Slotry, Snapchat Chef. Snapchat Throw. Snapchat Throw was actually also nerfed, and there was a bunch of yellow zone that was nerfed and brought to red zone to allow players to not be so safe in yellow zone, making a bunch of money. This guy lasted all the way to, let me see, if I scroll all the way down, which I show players that I was heading to Theft 4 to level up my sickle. I did it from T7 to T8 in only yellow zone. Means it takes a while, but I did it. I never went to the black zone and had a chance to farm T7 or T8 or even T6 some of the materials. Again, I opened a rethread, and that's when I closely quit on September 27. Again, we do the time skip to the future, which is somewhere around here. If I can time skip to the future, Dune. I got this. Funny. Dune, and right here, it's time skip to the future. I needed to make some money for the March 14 to be able to have enough money for the gear to go into randomized dungeon in case I lose the gear and get dived, because now a lot of players could catch you right outside or catch you and dive you inside the random dungeon. So I had to make some money. As I came back at March 14, which PS I gave away 62,000 gold in 2017 and events and stuff like that. I gave them all the way in my 130,000 silver. I gave them all the way to all the free players, like people who didn't spend gold and they went inside. I mean, there was one guy who went inside who had like at least 2K gold, but that was fine. I told him that yeah, you can enter the contents, and that pretty much helped a bunch of players back then. So when I came back fresh new. And if we go back to right here, look at the gold. Look at the silver on the left side, 241,000. And I decided to start doing the same guide, gathering yellow for premium. By the way, here's a picture. I was watching the movie on the left side and gathering on the right side. And let me tell you, the mats in here, if you do it at night, it'll be 4 out of 5 some of the times here and there. There are still players doing a lot in yellow zone area. But the population did died in the red zone by a lot. During the yellow zone, I also got a lot of them. There was 1 out of 5. However, I had an advantage against all of them in here, and I'll explain later why. I actually made 4.9 mil, and on that same date, which you look at closely, if you look 8:40 a.m. 3:14, very close to 7:26 a.m. 3:15, which is like really close, like the same day. It's not 24 hours. I made 6.8 mil, and as I progressed to it on the same day, look at this, 7:21 p.m. 3:15, I made 10 mil. And then I took it easy for the rest for the 4 days, and boom, 18 mils in 4 days. Just doing what? Doing only T5. Please remember that the T5 going before the free-to-play player were at 200 silver per pop, and they were fiber for T5 was about 160 to 180 silver per T5. So understand that long time ago, I am the reason why the market crashed. I crashed the market by putting a bunch of them like right at the same time. And it seems that a lot of players went to my to the bridge watch to buy all my hides, as I play and role played the gatherer tradesman of hide and fiber best in the bridge watch. Now, I did made a video back then. It's a creepypasta video, which has a lot of truth in it. So if you actually go to, let me see, cover this, we cover this, we cover this. I should start taking these down actually, because I'm getting a little bit confused. So we cover this, and we cover the gathering in premium from Yellow Zone, and there is right here, creepypasta. So back then, during that time, I crashed the market by putting them all into the market, and as you hear, this was the price that people were buying my T5 hide. So it was at 400 silver and it dropped to 200 silver, and because I didn't stop, I kept pushing more hide into the Bridgewatch, I broke the market. There was for that. The Concommon was still pretty good. And what I did is I created a market. I created a market for Carleon and contents for Carleon. What happens is that the players would buy from my Bridgewatch and they would escort to Carleon, being risky that there were a lot of gankers ready to actually steal all that loot and selling them themselves. Now, that was back then in 2017. Again, I made this, I crashed the market, and I don't think I can crash the market now because I know there's 1,000 player who would literally... Players who has a bunch of gold right now. Back then it was a little bit more limited, but these days we have players with 800,000 gold. They will literally buy all my freaking hide and sell it for higher. So there's no way I can crash the market. But the market right now is at 880 silver per T5, and it has dropped. And the T5 for fiber was at 800 silver. I know it has dropped. I think it's around 650 now. But again, that's what I did back then. And as I came back at 2019 on March 14, I was still able to make this much money. Now imagine if I wasn't free to play and I was able to gather all that with my gathering set. I would make ×4 the profit. Of course, because most of the thing is now 0 and 1 out of 5, there's a good chance that it would be between 20 mil to 30 mil, or maybe 20 mil to 25 mil, because there's a lot of players doing it. However, a lot of players would start screaming at me that, hey, what the fuck are you doing with a TA set gathering in T5 zone? They don't know my history, so I wouldn't be able to explain them easily for them to understand. Here's something that I did. Back then, I made a factory worker. In here, all these right here were stone, ores, hides, and fiber. The middle guild had all of the fiber in the world. It's right here, had all the fiber, and my island also had almost all of them hide. I think all this right here was hide. Only a couple in the top was fiber, which is why I did this fiber right here. So again, if you look at my 2017 video, which if you look here, let me shut myself up. Again, I always had enough to fill up my books with it gathered. I would go in and look, beautiful. I had 33 already. I didn't have to worry. And look at the fame. I mean, sorry, look at the silver. 1.4 mil, and I made 25 mil. That no wonder I had 276 days. I should have just kept all my gold instead of giving it away and just bought years of premium. But I thought I wasn't going to come back, so that's the reason why I didn't. Now, as you see, I looked over here. I show the price of it. It was 256 per it. And again, I'm just gathering all of this. Well, I am collecting. Sorry, not gathering. Collecting everything in here. And basically, after I finish, I will give them all the books to fill it up again. As you see, look. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. There it is. Gave me some blue ones in there. Sometimes you will even get what is it? You will get purple. And I'm actually going to stop the video right here so we can get on before we make it too long. Again, this was back then. I was at 2.8 mil and I was just farming. And again, I was making a lot of money. Here's the premium back then. Look at that, 475,000 for the first premium of the month. Yeah, you wish you lived back there, huh? You wish. Now, as I go through the thing, let me show you something. Look at this beautiful. Look at this beautiful collecting. I had one exceptional, one rare, one uncommon, and 36 of the normal. And look, I still have books. I was just increasing them. I was watching Yu-Gi on the left side while doing this on the right side. And the reason, if you're wondering why I actually do not show my name or did not show the zone at that time, is because I know the grievers, players who knew who I am during that time, will literally take my they'll go into yellow zone and they'll try to kill me. and basically is when I die, I lose a percentage of a stack. So basically, they will grieve me, and I didn't want that, so I hide my name. Again, as I keep going further, this is the picture that I already showed you. This is a picture about the 62,000 ago that I gave away. And I think this is what we are basically going to be talking about very soon. Again, when I came back in March 14, I only did it for random dungeons. I did not went full crazy on gathering. This is because random dungeon back then was actually the best before Hellgate became super buff. And Hellgate is now the best fame, best silver in the world of Albion. Now, again, when I did 2 dungeons, this is a present. This is actually present. This is a skip run. This is actually present. And during that time that I was actually doing duo or trios, I had Iron, my boy right here, who we were both in the bacon at the beginning, but we died so many times to T7 random dungeons, and we lost 12 mil. And I decided, hey Iron, do you want to party with me? Maybe we can do duo. We can become the best at it and basically earn a lot of fame and money. And he did. And because of that, he became 400 or 400 in a week. He became actually between March 25 to April now, he became 400 400. We did a lot of hours, between 6 to 7 hours. One time we did 10 hours straight, and we tried to do not much on the Friday and Saturdays because there is a lot of ganking during that time, and then we didn't get dive. We did 3 men with this one. We invited even players from the bacon during that time if they wanted to do some of the run and get some of the loot. We weren't greedy as fuck. We had this, which was 2 men, and look, I already had a 6.3 back then. Beautiful loot. We had 2 men for Big Mama in the legendary. Again, we had 3 men for this one. We had 2 men before it got nerfed. The Mind Boss, before it got nerfed, we did Mind Boss, and I was actually watching YouTube, my best boy Willen, for the best editing in the world for Rust. I scroll down and you will see again, I did the Shaman with Iron, which he's a tank, hybrid tank by the way, and we still had enough DPS to murder the living crap out of him. Again, we did some T7 dungeon runs, but we definitely got dive, but luckily we did survive. I don't know if there's a video for that one, but we did survive, earned some loot, and we never came back to the T7 dungeon. But it was actually possible to do it with 3 men. Again, we were doing this. It's actually not 2 men, so we did call for help, and we finished it like nothing. Druid Healer out there, for everybody to know, Druid Healer, because Druid Healer was actually getting persecuted during the day of Expedition. So we did this, and we actually called the guys for some help on this, and then after I had watched a video, thanks to FX Una, who, I forgot the name in Reddit, had a video of them doing a Reaper boss, and we noticed that during the second bar, right as he hits half of the second bar, he does this AoE, and that's when he actually does the ads. We could have literally solo, we call it solo because it's just me and him, duo or trio this boss like nothing, but too late. We never got the chance to look at this boss again, and we really wanted to do it because we knew how easy it is. Again, Darth Magus joined our core run, and he actually made a video about this. Scratch that right here. Let's go for the next one. We already saw this one right here, so scratch that as well. I do have a lot of pictures in there. Even some of the pictures where I used to do a bunch of things. Again, let me actually scratch that right here, scratch that right here, and then we're gonna speak about what I did back in the days. So I hope you guys made it all the way to this video. Please be patient, and we're about to talk about. Now, there's the thing is, when back in the days when I actually started this game, I decided to become a farmer and a gatherer because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get to the red zone. There was such a big change from 2005 to 2017. You can look at some of the video called Vincent music that I use in here. The best was on the alpha. It felt really good, but again, the map was hugely changed, and then I started to say myself, I don't think I can go to red zone. I don't think I can go to black zone. I'm really not good enough to try that. I don't really want to do that. I feel stress to just PvP. Again, 2019, that changed. I actually started PvP and doing a bunch of shit, but in 2017, I didn't want to roleplay that. I wanted to roleplay the Gather. That's the reason why I like Sandbox. So during this time, I decided maybe I can make a couple islands. I'm not gonna buy another alt for another account so I can make a bunch of alts so I can have a bunch of farming. I'm not gonna do that, but instead, I'm gonna use my 3 alts, give them premium, do carrots, give the alt to my main, and then my alts can do some of the carrots too. Then I found out that, shoot, holy fuck, my main can actually do all 3 islands of the alt. So 2 alts, 1 main, all carrots with just 30k focus. And I was like, what's going to happen? I mean, I leveled up my carrots for my alts. So what's going to happen with them? And then I actually realized that, shoot, I should not done this for them. I should not allow them to pick up the carrots. So this is one thing I will tell you. It is free to play. It's not like back in the days. Today we can actually get another alt account for free. So you actually can do all 3 characters and level their farming spec. But know that when you do level your alt, and the second alt can go ahead and do 3 islands with just 30k fame, and the third can do the island with 30k fame, you will have to get 2 accounts in order to account for those islands for them, with 3 islands in there. So it's a long investment and a lot of work. So let me cut it down what I actually did. Again, the first thing, this is actually previous. This is 8 days. Back then, I think the carrots went down all the way to 160 to 180 per carrots. So if you look over here, this is present time. This is the present time of how the price is, and that was actually 8 days ago. Right now, I think it's between 280 and 300, and I am making a video for 30 days, which is right here about the carrot. I will get onto this in a minute. Again, if you look at the price for each one, they're not so separate, so there is no reason to to go into this and level up their spec and start watering them. Let's look over here. The water for this one is 13%, 80%, 27%, 40%, 53%, 80%, 133%, and boom, 200%. Now, if we look over here, look at the price. The pumpkin is just by a bit, but look how the yielding it is. It is 13% for just 443. I'd rather get 200% seed yielding and have 309 or close to 280, depending on how the price goes. Again, this is for the present time. We don't know how it is in the future. However, for the present time, you still can make some money, and maybe in a couple months, we still can make some money. And again, it's still free stuff for one of your characters just having 30k focus. So what I did is, here's the video, and basically I have already like about a couple days footage because we're on the 6th day. Shut up. I have again, if you look at if I go over here, and I want to make sure that my thing is actually on. It would be really stupid if this thing wasn't on. Yes, it is. I actually made so many mistakes when it wasn't actually on. So again, let me make this really big. I don't think you can see it, and basically I will go into the game and show it to you guys. During this time it was like around 50 something for it, and what happened is when I actually farm, when I water, my watering for focus is at least 224. Now it's down to 200, either 221 or lower than that, which I'll have to come and check it at 1 o'clock, which is 11:18 a.m. Sorry. So again, I did this, and basically as I'm watering for 3 islands, let me go to the calculations right here. Let me go to the calculation right here. I have, for this one, was $343,000. I think I have another video in the future as well. And let me see. Maybe I have another one during this time. Maybe it's not. I don't know if this one is the same video. But again, I did 2 videos, and they have between 323,000 to 343,000. Which, if you multiply it by 30 days, or this game maybe 30 days to 29 days. Again, let me actually scroll a little bit to the left because I think I did the math and I should show it. Again, it would, at this time, it's already on the 2nd. So if you do 2 more days, it would have been like 10 mil to 11 mil. Again, during this time, it's 9.6 mil, which basically just carrots allow you to pay for your premium. Another thing is that I didn't show it quite here right away because it's a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time. It only takes 2 islands to get your adventure challenge. So 2 islands can give you your adventure challenge for your main, and if you actually pick it with your alt, I guess you can also give them some fame, but I'd rather your alt be used on something else, which I will explain just in a couple minutes. Again, this is the carrots that we did. We have pictures for that in here. Let's actually take this away, and let's take the man insane, and let's go back into the game where we're about to talk about the whole thing. Again, my character, if I click B, and my carrots are about to be leveled up again. Every day they're leveling up, by the way. Now I'm at 62. I think I was between 57 and 58, which means now the cost of the watering is going to be much less. During this time, I think I only have like what? Let's see, 19k focus, and I still have 1 more bag to enter the carrot seed area. So I'm still fine for another day, which I'll have 30k focus, sorry, 30k focus, and then with that, I'll water the seeds, getting 2 bags of seeds on that day that I water. So let me actually go here, press B. Again, my spec, this is actually very easy to get your spec very high doing the carrots. And then, go back down here, refining. During this time, look at this. I should have probably kept going. Again, this is only at 61 out of 100. If you look over here on the top left side, I probably should change this to boom. Boom. Okay, there you go. Boom. Again, last year, I'm going to show you this one more time because I don't think you guys can see it. There it is, 62. And then the refining for this one, this is expert. This one, the T4, was actually 31. And then here it is. So basically, back then, I was doing this first as well. I will get the T4, I will farm the T4, T5, and then I'll make leather, and I will use the focus, and I will get a bunch of extra leather. And then when I had mine at 61, what I would do sometimes is that my alt would do with the watering, and then I would actually buy these exceptional leather. And then at 5.3 and hide, and then 4.3 leather, I would make 5.3 leather, and the extra will be extra money that I'm getting. For example, I think I did not show it during that picture. Did I not show it? Oh my gosh. Actually, it's right here. So basically, what you would do is you would buy the hide, the exceptional hide, and then you will buy the exceptional leather for T7. And then, as you buy these, you combine them to make exceptional fortified leather as you increase your TA spec. And then from there, you just sell the extra leather that you're getting. So let's say you, for hypothetical reasons, you actually have 20 of these in to make, and then for some reason you made 26 or 28 of them extra. Then you will basically go to your computer, you will type 334,000, and that will be certain profit. Because just remember that when you're buying the, you're spending money to buy the T8 hide and a T7 hide, just remember that some of the money is going to be returned back because you're making the leather. The extra will be a certain profit. So maybe like the first leather that you do will cover all the expensive, and everything else would be straight up profit at that one day that you do the 30k focus. Now this is one thing they did. I did it with a T5 because I didn't went to Carleon. I was always stood in Bridgewatch. I never left Bridgewatch. That was my hometown. It was the best town that I promoted the best of the highest selling in the whole wide world. Now, as you see, I actually reverted and didn't do this. What I actually did is that my alts, okay, if my main character can do 3 islands with just 30k focus, 3 islands with 30k focus, then my alts, what's happening to them? What can they do with their 30k focus? Perfect. Now they can do the T8 that I just said if you level it up that way. But again, if you're just going to stay in Bridgewatch, it's going to be like a Care Bear or something like that. You're just going to stay in Bridgewatch or in your area, Limhurst or Sterling or whatever you do. If you're just going to stay in the yellow zone and you're never going to venture to the red zone and stuff like that, or the black zone, and gather those big hides, and big ores, big stones, all that stuff like that, then you will basically make your alt level up their Esper hide. And it will be much easier. Do you want to know why? When the alts leveled up, there is a way to use learning points in the specs. So if I was here, I can use my learning points right now, and I have 972. I can use 7 for Master Hide, or I can use, if I get to here, I can use 17 to get to 62, 63, 64, 65. And the reason why I'm telling you the learning point is because, let me do some math right now for you. If a character earns 20 learning points per day, which I'm going to do it here on my paper, look. That's my paper. I'm actually tapping on it. 20 learning points per day. If you're doing 20 per day for your alt because he has premium, understand that your alt, who may be doing some watering or stuff like that, or maybe your main character do all 3, and your alt only has 30k focus. Understand that they have learning point and they can't. Yep, they can't spend it. They can't. There's no spec for carrots. So what happened to all those learning points? You have to put it somewhere. You got to put it to some use. So let's do the math. 20 learning per days, and we're going to times it by 30. And I'm actually going to use the goddamn calculator over here. Just allow this right here so you guys can see it. I'm going to use the goddamn calculator. It's 20 learning points per day. There is 30 days let's do it with the 30 days. We have 600 learning points in a month. So then your character, for some reason, once it gets to that, scroll up. Once your alt gets to that same look, like once it gets really close, you use a learning point like this, and the next one will be 9, and you will keep leveling up the spec. You will get to close to here and level up the spec, and you're getting there, level up the spec, and then every day to get learning point, you give it to the spec. So that way, when you actually your Esper hide is 100 of 100, you can do 2 things. 1, you can do the hides. Example, I'm a hide, I'm a skinner, and I am a sickle fiber. So if I'm farming hides, I can gather what you saw in the picture, all of those hides. I can then give it to my alt, and my alt will use their 30k focus and increase more leather to the population. However, I would advise that when your alt reaches 100 of 100, that he either buys the T8. If he is going to do that, he buys the T8, which I didn't get to. Look at that. I got to the Grandmaster here, and that's where I stopped. He should get to the T8 and level this up. And oh my God, that will take so much after. Of course, this is the learning point. This is not the spec. This is when you learn. When you learn, you get up to 845, and then the spec becomes slow, like this. 4. So you can either do that, or if you're going to stay in the Bridge Watch, you would do between either Master or Esper. Since you're doing T5, you would do Esper, meaning that you'll be creating a lot of exceptional leather for the market, or a lot of the, which I didn't do, a lot of the cloth for the market. I didn't do that either. I didn't do the cloth. I did mostly the leather, and I didn't do it on myself. I did it on my alt. The alts cannot get spec into carrots, so again I had to put something into them, and that's what I did. Now, I farm a lot of leather and stuff like that, and I did farm a lot of exceptional, and when I farmed those exceptional, it was just plain a profit for me because they came from my farming. However, let me see if this is the almost last thing that I'm going to cover right here. Because I am a Bridge Watch seller, majority, not T4, majority a T5 user. I am, guessed it, I am 100 of 100. So what's going on here? When I'm 100 of 100, I get 0.5 for gathering yield and 0.5 for speed modifier. You know, when you times it by 100, you just add 2 zeros. So my gathering yield is 50% already, and my gathering speed modifier is 50%. And this is what I want to show you guys. I have a pen in my mouth. This is what I want to show you, because what people don't understand is how much is the benefit to be high spec on something you're gathering. So what I'll do right now is I'll try to get like a gathering set right here real quickly if I can. Where's my fucking chest? There it is. Get this right here. You know what? I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use the old blood letter instead of my heal, just so I can go a little quickly. I'm gonna use a limb purse if I can. Give me a fast mount. I don't need potions or anything like that. I think that's all I need. I am gonna need a bag though, and this right here. And we'll do it real quickly. Actually, let me grab the 2 tools. We have the sickle. I mean, actually, we have the skinning. We don't need the sickle, even though I don't know where it is. Where's my sickle? I guess I moved it to the red zone. I'll buy it later. Again, let's actually move outside so I can show you this, because you guys need to see what I'm talking about. What happens is that when I do farming, and I want to get the picture right here so you guys can see it. When I do farming, there's a multiplier. Markiplier. Multiplier, Markiplier. Okay, so there's a multipliers, and I want to show you this. See these gathering bonus? They come from from high spec or from your gathering gear. But look at this. There's a gathering bonus +1, and there's a gathering bonus +2. Now I did calculate it between 80%, but in actuality it could be 75% or so. However, my gathering bonus is 100%. People just there's a math for it, and then some people telling me that no, it's not 100%. It's like 90 or maybe 85%. Well, if that is true, then let me tell you something. If that is true, then I should miss one of the gathering bonus right now. So what are we gonna do is we're actually gonna get into the mount and we're gonna go outside. We are gonna wait for this because this actually gives you gathering yield. Each stack increases your gathering yield by 1.7%. Again, that's the math is right there. So why would I say that it's not? Let's do it. Let's do it right here. Each stack, right? Each stack is so. Again, math outside. Math outside. Let me just open this up. I know, someone said I wasn't 100%. I said I was 100%, but let me see. 50%. And then actually we got that in mind. 50%. So we got 3. What? 3.5. 3.5, and you know it's gonna be like pretty much 3.50, because you're gonna times it by 10 stacks, so it's 35. Sorry, not 35, 35. And then the other one is 50. Oh no, 17.50. So let's add right here 17.50, and then let's add another 17.50. I know it, because it's 10 stacks. It goes up to 10 stacks, and then you add plus 50, and then I'm 120%. So there you go. I'm actually 120%. And if I use a pi, I will be higher. But I never started using pi once I got to this percentage. So basically, let me show you once I get down there. The stack still has to go up to 10. I hope you guys do stay the duration of this video. I know my video is long, but understand that I always try to make it in depth as I can in all the videos. I try to make it between 20 something minutes to 30 minutes because that's the expansion of the time of a human brain in the YouTube. You actually need to stay between 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm actually going to try to find me some beautiful T5 what is it called, tigers, and I hope that I can find some because this place is just ridiculous. So that guy's is a T3. I'm gonna go around here. I still need 3 more stacks though, so that's not a problem. However, I want to start the killing already. So again, I'm at 8 already up there. It shows that's a T3. Wow, this place is just ridiculous. This is the reason why people go into the black zone and red zone. Again, they die and then they get their ass whooped and then they cry back here. Again, it doesn't have to be an there you go. It could be a dodo. It could be a dodo. I will literally use a dodo. They're really nice. There you go. All right, I need to wait for that. I need to wait for that stack. That's mine. You can't touch that for a couple of seconds. Yeah. Bye-bye. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come to the bump that up? Sorry. I heard hit at least 10 with these 2. Actually, I need this one too. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen very soon. I very apologize. Maybe you can skip it just a bit forward so you get to that point. There it is. 10. Okay. Boom. Boom! There's my gathering bonus. Yay! There's my gathering bonus. Shoom. Shoom. Yeah, I'm gonna need another example from here. Oof! Please stop. Don't murder. All police. I think mostly on top there should be some of those guys. Ah damn! Holy shoot! This place is just packed. We can't find some of them to farm, or even to show players what we're talking about. Room. Get a couple more, please. I mean, I can go to the red zone, but with this gear, I'm asking for trouble. Literally asking for trouble. So actually, stay away from that. Those red things. Ooh, there's one right here. Oh, let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. I'm not even using my freaking hide, aren't I? Whoop. Alright, so let's see. 2 of them. And let's see what we got. We got gathering bonus times 2. And we got gathering bonus times 1. Let's do at least 2 more. And then get the hell out. I'm actually going to grab this. Oh, I don't have my sickle. God damn. I shouldn't be doing this. See, if I lag and I die right here, I think it's full loop. It's red. It's not something I'm supposed to be doing. Let me actually get out of there. Okay, let's do this one and this one. We can do these 2. Nice, nice. So let me use my my trap. Do some massive damage. Come down here. Woo! There we go. Some good stuff. Woo! Let's see for that one is gathering bonus 100%. Again, boom, boom. Gathering bonus, plus a premium bonus. So again, I will against everybody else. They get 1. I get 1 extra. every time because my gathering bonus is 120%. I say 100% because obviously that's what I'm seeing when the bonus pops up. But when you do the math, as you see, it is 120% with this. Now, let's say I don't want to gather with this and I want to fight just in case somebody's going to kill me or something like that. Well, I got 50% gathering bonus, which I could just use a pie for maybe 50%, I think. And it will be like maybe 65% gathering bonus, which is better than 50%, obviously. But again, because my spec is so high, I'm at 100 of 100. And when it comes to doing all of this, players will ask me, why the fuck are you actually gathering in yellow zone? Oh, because I can make 18 mil in 4 days and you can't contest me because my gathering is much faster than yours. In fact, if I went PK, you can't touch anybody else's hide, but if I went PK, they will run away and I will be able to steal their loot, their hide. You can't steal someone's skinning if you actually go PK. I don't advise that because that's kind of like a little bit dickish. I never actually did it before. I only tested it one time, and that's just to see if it's true, because someone said that. It didn't come from me. And yeah, it was true, and I felt sorry, and so I gave them the hide and some extra back. So again, I'm going to go back to my town because that's where I need to be. And that's what I'm going to say. When you're gathering in a yellow zone and you're not going to leave the yellow zone, just know that your spec does go up. And since your spec is going up, you will have 50% for gathering yield, 50% for your gathering bonus, gathering yield for your chest, your helm, and your boost will bring you up to 120%, and the speed of a T8 skinning will allow things to go and just pretty much gather the whole area, which people will be like, God damn, there's just one guy here yellow just screwing everything. Now imagine there was like 2 or 3 people doing this at T8. And trust me, I know people do this. I did make the guy a long time ago in 2017, so I know people still has that knowledge if they saw that guide. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell this real quickly. So far it's gonna sell it for 72. It was 820. It has gone down. Sorry about that. And there is, oh wow, that's nice. And I get 5 of them. Yeesh. Imagine if I start farming again. I better not. People are just gonna scream me, and I'll just pretty much get screamed at. Oh shoot! I didn't actually do this with this being on. Sorry if you. I'm sorry if you didn't actually see the time 1 and times 2. I hope you were able to. But again, it'll be times 1 100% and times 2 about 70 to 80% or so. So that's pretty much the guide for what I did for back in 2017. I hope you actually enjoyed that. If you actually want to do that, you can. I'm going to put in the description below the guide for Captain Russia, which I'm actually going to watch after this. And it is 25 mil in a month, which I'm definitely going to watch that. I'll see you guys soon, and take care.